What is up? What's up? What is up? You know what you're doing? You're hanging out watching a guy in an orange mask. Okay, that's what's going on. All right, I'm Big Chad. I'm just having fun. I'm just having fun. It's my honor. It's my privilege. I love being able to click a couple buttons on my computer. I'm able to go live. I'm able to talk to you. And like for whatever reason, there's value. You enjoy it. I know why there's value. I put in a lot of time in the game to get to this point. I've suffered greatly, learned a few things, and I try to pass them on, all that. So, anyway, thank you for showing up. Today is Thursday, August 4th, 2022. When's the last time we did one of these? Folks, we're on, real quick, we're on, let's see, we are on YouTube, Ched's Trading. Last time we did, this is a quick market update. This will go in the quick market update playlist. Last one was 7.5. Wow, it's been almost a full month since I've done one of these. So I'm on YouTube at Ched's Trading. You're watching this, please subscribe. It'll help me out. This is a super grind, right? I'm at on Twitter. I'm at 277, almost 280k. 280k. YouTube is really a super grind. The truth is, I would be a lot more active, but I'm a founding analyst at Bitcoin Live. Twice a week, I do a full market update. I stop whatever I'm doing in my life. I'm on vacation. I'm sick. I'm traveling. I do an update midweek on Wednesday, end of the week on Sunday. It helps me focus. I look at the chart. I've got kind of a watch list I go over. I kind of grind it out, take the requests, and it's important to me. And that's what you need to do to get better. So as an aside, please consider checking out Bitcoin Live. It's a world class team, one I'm proud to be part of. You don't have to pay for stuff. Get it for free. Go to my YouTube, Ched's Trading. Start with the tutorials playlist. This is going to get you started on support resistance, moving averages, all that great stuff. And then check out the long form interview series. I just did an interview with Peter Brandt, who's like a super, first of all, he's like a great guy, but he's a legit pioneer. I had interviewed him and talked about his book. Take a good look at that, Diary of a Professional Commodities Trader. It's an excellent book. Really enjoyed it. Made me kind of think about things, and I like that. So check that out. I'll have some more interviewees in the months to come. You may know I am the author of Trading Wisdom, 50 Lessons Every Trader Should Know. It has been incredibly well received. I mean, look at that. These reviews are ridiculous. That's ridiculous. I mean, it's pretty good. You got to admit it's at least pretty good. So, but it's just from the heart. It's my mistakes, right? It's my mistakes. So it's like me talking to myself, don't do this again, don't do that again. And anyway, thank you so much. You can get it on Kindle, audiobook, narrated by me. Look at this. Let's see. This is pretty cool. Author Ched's, narrator Ched's, publisher Ched's. That's pretty cool. So I've narrated it. Check that out. Hardcover and paperback. But listen, you want it for free. Go to my YouTube. Check out the playlist, Trading Wisdom, 50 Lessons Every Trader Should Know. I'm doing one lesson at a time for you for free. I just did lesson 16 this week. Check that out. So I'm going to check in with the chat room. We have my friend here from Algeria, Bitcoin Live member in the house. Tony, great to have you. Yo, Cheds. Listen, folks, I want to know where you are in the world. By the way, I did a spaces earlier in the day. I talked to a lot of you. That was great. I've recently uploaded that to my YouTube channel. Check out the Twitter Spaces playlist. I uploaded one today. Looks like I didn't properly catalog it, so I will have to do that, but it is my most recent update. Let's see, videos, and boom, 2 hours ago. Check that out. Great conversation. Folks, where are you in the world? We're all connecting here. We're here to talk about Bitcoin. I'm a chart guy. I'm a newbie helper. Just someone who enjoys trading. I think a lot about technical analysis. I think a lot about how to communicate, the experiences of being a trader, how to teach it. I think a lot about all this. It's important to me. So, and you're important to me as well. So let's see here. Portugal, great to see you. Nice to see you as well from Portugal. Puerto Rico. Tampa in the house. That's great. That is great. Bitcoin Live member since 2017, Marco. That's awesome. Great to see you, Marco. I have to say, I'm really proud of our team. It's great. I mean, it's great. It's been we've been given the juice for a while. Germany, good to see you. Ohio, OHIO, nice to see you. Hitting up that Bob Evans restaurant chain out there in Ohio. Bitcoin Live groupie. Sean from Australia, another Australian here, another Aussie from Melbourne, Atlanta, Puerto Rico, Bronx, New York. What's happening? Ireland. Listen, I love all of you. I want you to know that we're just people, man. Massachusetts, mass holes in the house, New Zealand, Israel, Alabama. Look, we're all just people, kind of happen to be enjoying the same habit, the same hobby at the same time. So, um, I think it's super cool that you're here, I'm here, and I hope I can add some value. So here's what I've decided to do. And, if I get a little time, I'll take your questions from the chat room. India, of course, Venice, love Bitcoin Live. I love you. Detroit, Texas, and Calgary. That I love Canada, by the way. So listen, I've selected a few tweets. Let's see, live soon on YouTube. Here's what I want to do. What I usually do, but I would love to do YouTube more often. But really, it's all about Bitcoin Live. I kind of give that like the best I've got, and you can't like an artist. I love painting. I love music. I love everything. You can't like just create art. You can't just like it's hard to do that every day, all day. So I kind of save myself for that. But I want to give a little bit of love here. So that's what I do. I'm really gonna talk about some tweets. Some tweets since the last time I've done this. So let's see. So go check out here's me on July 20th. Where we go. What am I talking? Ched, what? Oh, you're so cryptic, Ched. What do you mean? All right. Here we go. Let's dig in, folks. Students, get ready. All right. Start paying attention, right? July 20th. Go check out February 6th to 10th on the daily chart. What does that mean? Why would you say that? Well, couple clues here. We just started to close above the daily EMA 34, the yellow line, where the price had rejected in June, where the price had rejected, end of May, where the price had rejected, right? Do we get that point? So what happened before that, though? If we're kind of going back, we're talking about our double top, up thrust, outside bar, yada yada yada. I have a million videos talking about the construction of the top. But what's kind of most interesting here, we have that failed double bottom. We see that failed. That kind of cemented the bottom of the range, which then became resistance. But what's most important, daily EMA 34. Look at the price rejecting off that exponential moving average. EMA 34, EMA 34, EMA 34. If you review my tweets, there's other folks too who are a little bit more prudent, who pointed out, hey, tower top maybe forming, candle weakness, relief rally. And, right here, people were talking about, plan B, plan C, plan, 100 million, whatever. People getting really excited, but it's just a relief rally. Bounce to the EMA 34, bounce to EMA 34, reject. But then all of a sudden, here we go, start closing above the daily EMA 34. So the concept I've discussed many times, there's stage analysis, right? That's another way to look at it. But you have a downtrend has to go sideways before it goes up. The red light turns yellow before it turns green. And this type of a phase of price action that we got, all right, in February, beginning of February through March, we got that kind of sideways, where the price started to, recapture that moving average. That was a big deal. Kind of set up this price range, set up the breakout level, which you broke out of. We eventually, and then rejected at the MA 200. It turned into a deviation or a false move. Then you had really kind of a 9 out of 10 sell signal here on that day, April 6th. Yada, yada, yada. We've talked about all this. But what I say here, let's go back to, did I move it? There it is. Here we go. I said here on the 20th, go check out February 6th to 10th. Appreciate the lesson. Vince, I appreciate you. I'm just having fun. I'm just having fun. If I'm not having fun, I wouldn't be here, you know? So it's cool. It's fun to be good at something, right? It's fun to be good at something, and you get good at something with a lot of practice. And I know I can get so much better. I have so many weaknesses. Anyway, this is for another time. So I say here, go look at February 6th to 10th. What are we doing here? February 6th. Boom. Why did I say that? Because it was immediately after we started to close above the EMA 34. What did we do? We kind of set this sideways chop range. What I'm saying here to you is set your expectations. Look, I've just survived. That's it. If you survive, you'll be wise. That's to survive, manage your risk, be prudent. Luck helps. Go check out February 6th through 10th. And I'm basically saying, expect some sideways here. We're going to probably chop here sideways because the downtrend has turned sideways. And so what did we do? It's somewhat similar so far. Where I said check out February 10th through 6th. Where is that exactly? I'm going to do that. Let's add that back. And then February 6th through 10th. Let's see. EMA 34. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. All right. So like right here. And so you started to watch that. I mean, that's the beginning of the sideways. And what have we done? I mean, it's not like exactly, but it's somewhat similar where you have the two peaks. You have the initial high, you come back, you base, you set another high, right? You set another high and you come back. So it's not that dissimilar. And the point you want to take away from this is that this is just a sideways chop range. That's not what I'm trying to do. I don't know what that is. What is that? Circle. I've never done that before. So you have kind of you set that kind of chop range here. We're going sideways. We're going to establish some price structure. In this case, it was the breakout level of 45. Pardon me, folks. Just bear with me today, okay? It was that, 45, 46K breakout level. So, it's reasonable to kind of stop and think, all right, are we going to develop a breakout level here? Possibly here, if we grind it up, but we're more open-minded in the daily time frame, given that we started to close above the daily EMA 34. That was a big level. If you don't know why, just watch like any of my prior videos, especially watch the one a month ago. That's going to help you get caught up, definitely. So let's see here. So let's clean that up a little bit. Clean that up right there. Let's get rid of that. All right, what's next? Keep it simple, horizontal strat. What am I doing here? What am I trying to say? Chads, what is the purpose of this? This is after a big move down, right? This is after a breakdown. So let's just get context on when this happened and we'll kind of step in. And this is to help you kind of interpret my tweets. So this is actually a little bit out of order, but I have another tweet that will address kind of the candle construction here on these lower to upper Bollinger Band moves. But here, the point here is that a reversal is going to often attempt to do that kind of stair step, right? And what does that mean? That when you set a high and you break it, you want to see it respected, kind of on the way back. You get the breakout, you get the throwback, right? You get the breakout, the throwback, the breakout, the throwback, and then you get these kind of consolidation phases, resetting the oscillators. Pretty basic stuff. We talked about it. So thus far, at that point when I had put out this tweet, we were, sort of attempting to do that. We have kind of the top of this range here, where a little bit of consolidation, break, rejection, break, rejection, breakthrough, come back, bullish throwback. And as the price, this is just how I think. I'm trying to explain to you how I'm thinking. And listen, honestly, I tweet a lot. Sometimes I just wake up in the morning and I see something, I tweet it, and then people are like, "Oh, how come you're not explaining everything you mean?" I'm trying to, I don't know, whatever. Just bear with me, and this is to help you understand all of it. In this position, after you've kind of rejected here at the upper Bollinger, you're heading back towards a support range, right? Just clean it up. You're kind of heading back towards a support range. So you're already dropping to lower time frames in this candle and this candle. You're thinking, okay, that was the low. You start to go long here, maybe even, right? You're thinking, okay, maybe like a bull flag breaking out or something. There's your throwback. You're looking at this high, you're kind of looking at that, you're looking at the deviation below, maybe you're back up above and you're thinking I'm already long, and then whoosh, you get that big drop down. You're dropping a lower time frame, and what you're trying to just do is identify logical support levels, levels that are well defined that you can use to structure your risk. Learn the Ched's way. Learn your own way. I'm just giving you what I got. I'm giving you what I got. Hopefully, it helps. Um, you want to let that structure develop, and you're kind of trying to structure your risk or you base your trades based on that. So um, keep it simple, horizontal strategy, and this is saying start paying attention. Look at this. We're kind of dropping into a support zone here. This is the daily chart. So at this point, I mean, I'm still kind of known to be a bear, no doubt at this point. But I'm showing you a chart where we've closed above the daily MA50, 5 or 6 candles in a row, and we're doing a bullish throwback. So I'm presenting to you this is a bullish chart I'm presenting to you, and that's why it's important to I mean, whatever you think is probably going to happen or if inevitably most likely to happen, you still want to follow the price action and let that be what guides your strategy. I talked about here, I say on July 25th, it should bounce here if the bottom is in and we are about to stair step. What does that mean? So, boom. And it was pretty close. And I'm basically saying if the bottom is in, then we shouldn't break back below this level, right? That's what's incredibly important. So we go to a little bit of a lower time frame. We go to a little bit of a lower time frame. There's your 1 hour. I mean, it's not perfect, all right? But I'm basically saying right about here, if the bottom is in, we should be bouncing off of this support. We should be bouncing off of this support here, right? That's what I'm saying. Once you recapture, you flip resistance, right? You should be able to turn it into support, and that's kind of the gist of what I'm trying to say here. And went a little bit lower, but it found support here on the 4-hour MA200, bounced, and then made another high. But it's interesting to note here on the 4-hour, at least while we're here, you got that up thrust, right? Always pay attention to when you. That's not what I'm trying to do. Again, I feel like there's someone else messing with my keyboard. I promise you, it's not me. Um, you establish a high, and then you break that high, and you come basically right back below it. You failed to hold it, right? You always want to pay attention to that. That's a big momentum signal. That was a pretty easy short signal. And then you can see here the pullback or the bearish retest here on the high wave spinning top on this 4-hour time frame. Anyway, that's just kind of an aside. These are all things I've talked about in my masterclass webinars, in my prior market updates. So what do we have next? That makes a great point. Before I move on, I want to do a little bit of an overview. So far I've been talking about who made that point. I want to give you credit. Where is it? Here we go. Patrick. It's a great point. I really should address that. I've been talking about kind of daily chart construction. I really want to iterate, and this is something I've been talking about in Bitcoin Live now for a while. We need to think about the weekly MA200, the blue line, and the EMA8 as a resistance cluster. I talked about this on my update about a week or whatever, 5 days ago, whenever 4 or 5, whenever Sunday was, that you could see people taking this candle close here above the MA200 is like a buy signal, but for me it looked like a potential trap because it had yet to flip the EMA8, and EMA8 is no joke. Certainly historically and certainly recently, it's primary uptrend support, and then it becomes resistance. If you've studied, Bitcoin on a weekly time frame, you should know what the EMA8 is doing. It's important. When you have these moving averages coming together, they kind of converge and they create a zone of resistance. So I kind of posited or put forth The idea that this candle, it sets up on its face. It's a really nice bull trap. You got the higher high, higher body close, higher body wick, but it's below the 8. It shows an initial rejection at the 8 on the candle closing basis. And really, kind of just based on my experience, I'd look at this and say, okay, when you're this close, you might as well wait for it to kind of close above the 8. 8 is really important. Otherwise you're possibly buying kind of towards the top of the relief rally. So that's the weekly context. That's really important, right? So that's the weekly context. And then the daily context. They're a little bit different because the daily is going to give you a little bit more flexibility because you can still support a bear thesis really all the way up to kind of 28K, and then maybe even daily MA 200 should it kind of converge. I mean, you still have that much room in a bear argument. You can still conceptualize all of this bullishness, quote unquote, the bear channel, the rising channel in a correction as being just similar to here. I mean, boom, you bounce, get a nice little rally, MA 200 rejection, right? What if we do that? What if we kind of break out of a horizontal structure, 27K, reject again, MA 200? I mean, that would be like you're screwed if you're long, because that would be such neat, clean consolidation where it just sets up perfectly to really trap you. I went long here. I mean, I went long back at the 45K break. I tweeted out that you like pretty much have to go long here because it's a really well. And I was like, it's like, Chad, you're a bear. I'm like, yeah, but look, boom, I lost my Bollinger Bands. How did that happen? That's interesting. Let me just add those back. Pardon me, folks. Sorry about that. Favorites, maybe Bollinger Bands. All right, now I feel a little bit more comfortable. Look, I talked about, there's your support level, the failed double bottom, resistance, resistance, resistance. When you have that well-defined level, we broke out. Even I went long, right? And it made a little profit. I slide my stop loss up rather early. I don't want to sit around. I don't let a trade own me. I want to go to bed at least, stop loss and profit at, minimally, right? If I'm sorry, break even, if not, in profit. And then boom, and then what is this? What is this little tweezer here? You get the tweezer top. I called that out on Twitter. I've talked about it in prior streams. So, you get a little bit more flexibility. You've got a little bit more room here on the daily chart. You get a couple levels higher. Higher. You can still support a bear thesis on the daily chart a little bit more than you can on the weekly chart. So I'm kind of looking at this with dual focus. So that's a great point. Thank you for bringing that up. So let's get through this. I have a couple more and 2 more tweets. Here we go. Someone had mentioned divergence. Absolutely. What are we doing here? What are we doing? Big Ched's tweet on July 19th. Big Ched's tweet on July 19th. It says Bitcoin and Ethereum bearish divergence. So on this tweet, let's see. Bitcoin, and we've got RSI. What happened here? All right, let's try to refresh that. Sorry about that, folks. Try that again. That is weird. All right. TradingView is messing with me tonight, but I can hang. I can totally hang. Let's do that. Let's drop it up top. So here's what we want to look at. Okay, when you make a higher high, you want to see that confirmed by the on balance volume. Okay. So in this case, we have the price, and you're calculating divergence based on a candle body close. So here we have the higher high based on the candle body, and we have the lower high based on the oscillator. In this case, it's an index oscillator. The on balance volume is adding up the buy and the sell volume, right? The buy and the sell, the volume in the green and the red candles. And it's essentially not confirming that we have a higher high. So we have the bearish divergence leading us into the candlestick signals, the candlestick weakness. This is my final tweet that I want to focus on, which I think is kind of interesting, which gives us, something to talk about here. Let's pull this tweet up here. So we want to talk about prior cluster, candle weakness, candle weakness. We're in a channel, right? We're in a bear channel. If you think about it, is it a bear flag? Is it not? It's gone a little bit long based on classical charting rules to be a bear flag. Really, a bear flag should complete, at about 50%, by about 50% of the distance of the flagpole. It's just a bear channel, and you have this bear channel marked with this progression of higher highs and higher lows thus far, right? We've talked about those 20.8 that are important. All right. But you're seeing interesting Japanese candlestick signals. Japanese candlestick signals are great short-term signals. They're especially if you use them with Bollinger Bands. Look at this nice progression of the green candles from the lower to the upper Bollinger, the long leg doji, and then another doji. So you're already seeing candle weakness right here, telling you basically, if you're a bull, you're thinking I should probably move my stop loss up at this point, and then boom, flush back to lower Bollinger, eventually make a new high, and then you get more candle weakness. You get the spinning top, you have another spinning top or doji, and at the time of this tweet, July 22nd. Right? Boom. July 22nd, observing three small bodies. This is before the candle had closed. Um, Basically showing that we're seeing a little bit of weakness here. We had a pretty good flush from that level, 22K, all the way back down to 20.5. So in terms of these kind of smaller channel signals, Japanese candlesticks are just incredibly valuable for showing you momentum, right? The momentum is an expression. The candle bodies are an expression of the momentum. Big green candle into also big, but a smaller candle than the prior candle. Boom, spinning top, doji. And then we have the exact same thing here. Exact same thing here. Boom, big green candle, big as well, but smaller green candle, right? Spinning top, shooting star, spinning top, shooting star. And we've just been kind of drifting down since that point, kind of drifting down towards really the level that needs to hold. But I think 21.7, would it surprise me to see a bounce off of that level? Not really. So I'm kind of, I'm not really going to close the door on the bulls just yet because we are trading above the 34. February, March did set up a nice breakout signal, even though it failed. So I'm still, if we're gonna stair step, that would be for me a logical level, kind of right around 21.7K. So that was pretty fun. Let's see what's up with the pump likes for Cheds. Thank you so much. 331 watching, only whatever, 91 likes. Who cares? I mean, if you like, thank you. I appreciate it. Definitely, please do. But if you don't, it's totally cool. We're all just hanging out. I'm really just happy to be here. Of course, I am on Twitter at Big Cheds. You can find my book on Amazon, Cheds Trading. I'm not Cheds Trading, Trading Wisdom. 50 lessons every trader should know. Kindle, audiobook, hardcover, and paperback. Thank you so much for the feedback. Thank you so much for all of your words. I love your support. Really appreciate that. If you don't want to buy the book, it's totally cool. I have it for free on my YouTube, Cheds Trading. Go to the playlist, Trading Wisdom, 50 lessons every trader should know. I will eventually have the entire book for free for you. I didn't mention this before, but I have other books in the works. Book 3. I don't have it with me, but I was editing it tonight. Book 3, the quote book, should be out this year. I have several other book projects in the works, so keep an eye out for that. Check out all the great free stuff on YouTube. Watch the interviews, watch the quick market updates. And I'll tell you, if you're serious about learning how to trade, you definitely want to consider joining Bitcoin Live. It's totally legit. I've been doing market updates there for 4 years. I do a twice a week full market update. I cover chart requests, answer all the questions, and when you sign up, you get access to everything, not just my stuff. It's a world-class team, absolute world-class team, one that I'm really honored to be part of. So, thank you for considering that, and just thanks for watching tonight. Thanks for hanging out here with me. It is August 4th, 2022, and I just want to say thank you. Thank you for being part of the team. Thank you for enjoying this space with me, and I wish you well. I wish you well. I wish all of you well. Thank you for joining me from all around the world. It's wonderful. I love that we can connect from around the world. So thank you so much for that. All right, let's get this party kicked off.